On any busy factory floor, even a really small mistake can end up causing some pretty big delays. And the classic solution has always been paper manuals. But what if, instead, we could give workers a kind of digital superpower? Well, today, we're going to dive into a study that did just that. It tested whether augmented reality could solve some of the factory's oldest problems.
So here's how we'll break it down. First, we'll look at what we're calling the paper problem that's so common on factory floors. Then, we'll meet the high-tech contender that was designed to solve it. From there, we'll follow it into a real-world showdown, we'll analyze the results, and finally, we'll discuss what this all could mean for the future of work.
I want you to just imagine for a second. You're working an 8-hour shift in a loud, bustling factory. And your job is to assemble these really complex kits, picking dozens of tiny, specific parts from literally hundreds of bins. I mean, it's a task that requires just intense focus, right? And this is the real-world environment where the research took place. It's a picking line that the operators themselves call the supermarket. They walk up and down these aisles all day long, putting together kits with everything from screws and pipes to batteries and caps. The sheer variety of parts is just staggering.
So how in the world do they know which parts to grab? Well, they use this, a printed paper checklist. Workers have to read the list, find the component's location code, search the shelves, and then somehow remember what they've already picked. It's a lot to juggle.
And this really breaks down the hidden costs of using paper. That mental fatigue leads to errors. Getting new workers up to speed takes ages. And as we're going to see in a bit, the physical paths they walk are, well, they're a mess. It was pretty clear there had to be a better way.
And that better way might just be augmented reality. But we're not talking about just any AR. We're talking about a new kind, specifically designed to work seamlessly across a big, dynamic space, just like a factory floor.
So this isn't the kind of AR where you have to, scan a QR code to get it to work. Pervasive AR is what we call markerless. It actually maps the entire environment, which means the digital instructions can follow you around continuously as you move. It creates this totally seamless, uninterrupted experience.
But how do you actually get this AR experience to a worker who's on the move? The researchers came up with two very different approaches they wanted to test.
Okay, so on the left, you've got the head-mounted display, or HMD. You can think of these as smart glasses that give you a hands-free, heads-up view of all the digital info. And on the right, you have the handheld device, or HHD, which is basically a souped-up smartphone. So the big question is, which one actually works better out in the real world? Well, it was time for a showdown. The researchers took these tools right out of the lab and onto the actual factory floor to see how they stacked up, not just against each other, but also against the old paper method. And here's exactly how they did it. They had 10 participants assemble real product kits under 3 different conditions, one using the paper manual, one using the AR glasses, and one using the handheld device. And the researchers measured everything, from how long it took to pick each part to, how the workers actually felt about using the tech. And this is what the workers actually saw through the devices. No more hunting for location codes on a piece of paper. Instead, you've got this glowing digital balloon that just hovers directly over the correct bin, showing you what to grab and how many. It's really like having an expert guide pointing the way every single time. So after running all the tests, the researchers crunched the numbers. And let me tell you, the results weren't just interesting, they were pretty dramatic. Let's take a look at the data. So, the most important finding is right here on this chart. Using paper, the average time to pick one single component was 36 seconds. The handheld AR device, it cut that down to 25 seconds, which is pretty good. But the AR glasses, get this, just 11 seconds. That is a massive 70% faster than the traditional paper method. Just incredible. But why was it so much faster? Well, these spaghetti diagrams really tell the story. The blue line shows a typical path for a worker who's using a paper manual. I mean, look at it. It's all tangled and inefficient. Now look at the green line, which is for the AR glasses. It's direct, it's logical, and it is much, much shorter. It's simple. Less walking means more time working.
And, it wasn't just about speed. When they were asked about their experience, workers reported that the glasses required less than half the mental effort of paper. And just look at the satisfaction scores. A dismal 2.5 for paper versus a huge 6.5 for the AR glasses.
Workers didn't just perform better, they actually felt better doing the job. So, what was the secret sauce for the glasses? This quote from the study really nails it. In a job where you absolutely need your hands to pick, hold, and carry things, being hands-free is a total game changer. The handheld device, yeah, it was faster than paper, but it still required an operator to juggle a phone. So, what does this all mean? Well, these results go far beyond just this one factory. They really point to a fundamental shift in how we approach industrial work itself. The takeaways here are crystal clear. This kind of technology can make training new people way faster and more effective. It reduces the physical strain of just walking around all day and the mental load of memorizing lists, all while boosting efficiency and making the job more satisfying for the people who do it every single day. And honestly, this is the most important point of all. The goal here isn't to replace human workers with robots. No, it's about augmenting their skills, taking away the frustrating parts of the job, and freeing up their mental energy for more complex problem solving. It's really about a true human-technology partnership. So this technology completely transformed a factory task. And it really makes you wonder, right? If you could have a hands-free digital assistant guiding you through any complex task, I don't know, from assembling furniture to cooking a new recipe, what would you choose to augment?